best known for, Bobby Bacala on The Sopranos, reoccurring character on the IFC new series Benders. That's a hockey comedy. It could be seen on the CBS cop drama Blue Bloods, playing an investigator for the DA's office. Also has a pasta sauce called Uncle Steve's. Find out more at UncleStevesNY.com. You're a mogul is what you are.
Well, we're trying. We got bills to pay. We got kids. No, but it's going good.
When you walk down the streets in New York, what would you hear?
Bobby. Where's Junior? A lot of that. Where's Junior? You know, all of that. Every day. Every single day. And it'll probably be for the rest of my life. And I'm okay with that.
Do people think you're a tough guy?
Oh, yeah.
Are you a tough guy?
No, well, I mean, if somebody's messing around with me. But I'm old now. You know, my day, I was a bouncer in Vegas for years. I was a bouncer at Paul Anka's club in the 80s and all Vegas clubs. I lived there for 25 years.
What kind of stories you got of bouncing people?
You know, listen, I tell you a funny story. I was standing at the door, and these kids come in. They look like preppy kind of kids. And a kid pulls me over to the side. He says, listen, if you throw me out, I'll give you $50. This is like 1981. I said, what do you mean? He said, just throw me out. I said, I'm going to throw you out. Gives me the 50. And when we threw a guy out, there was like double doors, you know. I mean, he went boom, boom, boom. And then I kicked him in his butt, you know, and he had about 10 friends on the street, like, waiting. So I don't know if he made a bet with them and said, let me go in there and I don't know what he did, but he gave me the 50, and that was fine. And I really threw him out, you know.
Did you ever throw out famous people?
I had to chase Gabe Kaplan out. He tried to walk without paying the tab. At Paul Anka's club. Mr. Carter tried to scoot out on me. And I'm from Brooklyn. I was a big fan. I had to nail him and get him back. Tony Curtis, who was a beautiful guy, was completely wasted. And he was wearing a cowboy hat, and I had to pick him up and put him in a cab, and he gave me $10. Tony Curtis, that's pretty big.
Yeah. You didn't even need to tip you.
No.
Just to have the story there.
Yeah, so we had all kinds of famous people. I mean, in those days, all the fighters, Larry Holmes and Ray Leonard and you know, everybody, all the fights were there. Leon Spinks, true story, Saturday night, comes in, Friday night, he's fighting Saturday afternoon at the old Aladdin Hotel. They told me he left at 7 in the morning. The fight was 2 in the afternoon, and he won. Leon Spinks in the old days. So everybody was hanging around. You know, these were the big fights at Caesars. You know, Jerry Cooney and all the guys were around, man. Alexis Guerrero, all those days.
But how do you get into acting?
You know, I started after I became a bouncer. I was a maitre d' at the Riviera Hotel, and I started booking acts, and I started working with acts. So a couple of the guys said, hey, you know, you're funny. Let me put you in this thing and that thing. And I kind of got the bug. And I started taking some lessons. Going to L.A., getting little 2 roles here, 2 lines here, 2 lines there. I came back here for a wedding, and I had an agent friend. I said, see if you could get me to read for that Soprano show. I figured I'd get a couple lines and then go back. And, they called me back, and I got the role. So it was like really right place, right time is like kind of hitting the lottery, you know. And if you're going to be on one show, that's the show, you know. I mean,
what was that first day of shooting like?
The first day of shooting, my first scene was with Tony Soprano, Big Pussy, Paulie Walnuts, and Stevie Van Zandt. What was his name? Silvio. And so that was the first scene. So here I am, and I don't know anyone because I left here in 79, you know, and never really worked as an actor here. So I don't know not one person. They all know each other. I came in the second episode of the second season, and that was my first scene in the pork store where Tony tells me he'll find my body in 8 different dumpsters. And that was it.
So they're threatening you on that scene?
He was threatening me. They were all to the right, and it was me and him, and I came in, and he was threatening me. And after I did the scene, it was like I was there forever. Right after I finished the scene, I was one of the guys. It was like I was in the club. I did 6 episodes that season. It cost me $22,000 to make $24,000. I flew myself back and forth. It paid off. I took a shot. And it paid off. But, you know, it was a great show. I was tired of what I was doing. I had a wife and 2 kids. I was 41 years old. And, you know, the next year they moved me back here. So I've been back here with my family. And you know, my role got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Sometimes you see that actor become that character. And, you know, you saw that with Breaking Bad. Like, they all of a sudden, you buy who they are. So
Yeah.
James Gandolfini, I don't know what he was like as a person.
Nothing like it. That's the thing.
But to see him become that character is the magic.
The thing is that Jim was you know, wore Birkenstocks, White Sox, big music fan, graduated from Rutgers, very smart guy, deep thinker. And I used to say he never wanted to do interviews. And I would say, why don't you pick one, whether it be the Today Show, Letterman, whatever. Show the people you're not Tony Soprano. Because you're not Tony Soprano. And he didn't want to. You know, he didn't think he was interesting enough, which he was very interesting, but he didn't think he was interesting enough to go on. He hated interviews and talk shows.
Did he get out of character? Like, what, once he's done with the scene?
No, well, you know, while the season was going on,
he's Tony Soprano.
You know, he would say, like before the season, he'd say, hey, you know, let's go eat down Little Italy. You know, I got to get back into the, you know, because he didn't speak that way either. You know, he's kind of was nasally, and he said, I kind of got to get back into it. I've been away, so he would like to hang around with like some real guys, or you know, do that kind of stuff. And he did that with a lot of his roles. If he was playing a cop, he rode with the cops and with the FBI. You know, whatever he did, he kind of liked to get into it in that way.
Yeah, you just look back, and I mentioned this, and I don't know if I'm overstating it, but probably not by much. Did The Sopranos, was that the first show, TV show, that we watched a drama where it was different, that we wanted to watch TV more than we wanted to go to movies?
Well, I think that's what happened. I mean, I certainly was like making a movie every week. First time it was an hour show, no commercials. I mean, what's a movie? 2 hours,
Yeah.
you know? So it was like shooting a movie every week. At the beginning, it took us 8 days to shoot one, 9 days, 10 days. At the end, it took us 9 months to shoot 9 episodes. It was like shooting a movie, you know, and they were 12, 16-hour days, you know, every day. I think that opened the doors for sure. It's the first time it was really appointment TV. Everybody was talking about it Monday morning. I mean, every radio show wanted us to have us on, TV shows. Everyone was following it. It was, at the time, for us actors, it was like playing for the Yankees. I mean, we couldn't go, you know, wherever you went, it was crazy. It was like, you know, how the hell did this happen? I was, you know, in Vegas, you know, punching people in the face not long ago. You know, all of a sudden, it's like, what the hell, you know?
What's it like to read the script where you get killed? Second to last episode?
Yeah, with me, I didn't... They, you know, there was 2 ways to do it. He would call you, David Chase, or we had a read through before every episode, and he would, you know, before the thing say, hey, can I talk to you for a second? Me personally, I was home. I was living in Battery Park, and it was about 11 o'clock in the morning. I get a call, a hold for David, you know, and now David Chase is the boss. I don't hang out with David Chase, you know, and it was that quick. So I go, well, he says, where are you? I said, well, I'm home. He said, well, I'm coming over. I said, you're coming here? I mean, the boss is coming to your house at 11 o'clock in the morning. I went, oh, okay. You know, I said, I got the maid here, you know, like cleaning up. No, I won't be long. True story, my hand to God. Doorman calls. I open the door. David Chase wearing one of those parkas with the hood, you know, like you wore like you were a kid. And it's like February. And I open the door. He goes, I guess you know why I'm here. It was like a real hit. Like, he said, I guess you know why I'm here. And I went, I guess. Come on in. And now I'm figuring out why he's there. You know, I kind of figured on the way something's happening. And he sat down. I said, you know, let me have your coat. You want something? And he sat there with his coat on. And for about 20 minutes, I said, how's it going to happen? And he was very vague. Nah, you're gonna be in a train store, you know, blah, blah. You know, he didn't like giving up the storylines if he didn't have to. And that was it. I thanked him for changing my life. And
but that's weird because you do die in a sense. Like, in real life, you die a little bit because he just took away.
Yeah, but yes and no, the show was ending. If I would have gotten killed off in season 2 or 3 or 4, I would have felt terrible.
But would you rather die in this next to last episode or live in the final episode?
Nah, I was fine with it. We all got paid. The show was over. I honestly never thought they were going to bring it back. So, hey, listen, and you know what? I know it sounds crazy, but the way they killed you became a badge of honor. Are they giving you a good kill or you're fading away? Like Joey Pants had his head in the bowling ball bag. That was a great one. I thought mine was a good one. And Michael Imperioli's was a good one. So it became that. Or do you just not around anymore? Some guys just faded away. So, I was fine with it. I really didn't have a problem. It didn't matter to me if I lasted.
Who died on the toilet? Because that's not a way to go.
No, there was a guy, Gigi.
Gigi, yeah.
He died on the toilet. That was...
that's not good.
He was a recurring... That's not a good one. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
there was good ones and there was not so good ones, And I remember when they chopped up the Ralphie character and he had his head, remember, in the bowling ball? Yeah. I mean, people talked about that. And you know what was weird? You go into the makeup trailer, there was 6 heads of Joey Pants. That was very strange. 6 heds were there.
But imagine if you're him going in and seeing 6 heads there.
Yeah, very, very odd. I mean, seriously. And, so it was, like I said, if there was one show to be on, I mean, I think it paved the way for Breaking Bad and Mad Men and Boardwalk Empire. And look, a lot of these shows came from the writers and producers from The Sopranos. Terry Winter, brilliant writer. He had Boardwalk Empire. Now he's doing this new show, Vinyl, on HBO. So I think even Blue Bloods was done by Soprano writers. It's a great show, going into the 6th season. So I think it was the one show that everybody wanted to be on. I know a lot of big stars were trying to get on. The one thing about David Chase, it didn't matter. I had next to no experience. I had worked a little, but I was the guy. I went into the room. I auditioned. I got it. It didn't matter. And it didn't matter if you were a big star. It didn't matter. If you were the guy, you were the guy. It was a level playing field,
We'll continue. I want to ask you about the final episode, as if you haven't been asked about that before, Steve. Steve Schirripa, the actor known for being Bobby Bacala on The Sopranos. Also, he's in Benders. We'll talk about the hockey comedy on IFC. Also, you got a reoccurring role in Blue Bloods.
Yes.
All right, so we'll come back. And Paulie is making pasta with Steve's sauce here, his gravy.
That's going to be great. 10:30 in the morning, you get to eat pasta.
Yeah, UncleStevesNY.com is the website. More from Steve coming up. Dan Patrick Show.